So there was a gigantic hullabaloo over the weekend in which everyone got mad because Gina Carano is doing something she's been doing very regularly for a while. She is going to a fan convention, but some people have decided that that apparently makes that convention unsafe.
Yes. This is the Vancouver Fan Expo. I don't know why you would voluntarily go to Canada, but no judgment here. Some fans say that inviting Gina Carano to the Fan Expo could create an unsafe environment at the convention following her controversial social media posts.
Do you want to read what this the person who filed this complaint essentially said?
Yes, this is from Lana Redkin, I believe.
Yes.
Or is it Redlick, who is a cosplayer and a voice actress who is attending the convention. She said she didn't even want to name the former Mandalorian actress who's facing the backlash.
They love to Voldemort people.
She said the announcement that Gina Carano would attend the convention felt like a slap in the face. It felt like an enormous slap in the face to like everything the convention really should be standing for.
Like,
considering they should know who is their target audience.
Like
being young people, queer people, LGBT people, people of color, people from all walks of life that are so diverse that it feels like it's just completely goes against, everything that they should be standing for. So that was the complaint.
Before we get started, what I really want to point out here is like what they never do. They never link to the actual post, which got her in trouble.
Well, yeah,
which I have here.
They word it in this article saying that Gina Carano has strong political views on issues such as the 2020 election, vaccines, and the Holocaust, which essentially would imply to someone uninitiated that Gina Carano is a Holocaust denier.
But this is what she actually posted that finally put the nail in the coffin for her at Disney. It says, this was a story post from her back in the day. It says, Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? That was and just remember, this is not too long after Pedro Pascal made his post where he put losers in 1945, losers, blah, 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 where he's basically calling Trump supporters Nazis. One of those kept their job, the other one didn't. Fun fact, the one who lost their job was the one who was criticizing the constant polarization of our political climate. And the fact that she is the one that lost her job and then has to then be, again, Voldemorted by these people where they don't even want to mention her name and where they refuse to actually link to the things that she said, which are not in any way all that controversial, is why the media is so good at slandering people.
The second part of this also was that she was subjected to a genderqueer struggle session because she refused to put her pronouns in her bios on social media. And she proceeded to put her pronouns as beep boop.
Yeah, beep bop boop or beep boop bop. And here's the thing. There are plenty of employees at Disney that don't have pronouns in their bios, but what it really is, how they always say like the left gets, like liberals get the bullet too, like Antifa saying that. They will come for you no matter what. Right? So the idea here is that they just happened to set their sights on her. I think in a lot of ways because they expected her to be the girl boss progressive woman that they wanted, because like when she got hired, a lot of people were like dunking and being like, oh, see, Star Wars is going to have a strong woman character. And then when she wasn't what they expected her to be, they started coming for her with these types of things on Twitter. Why don't you have your pronouns in your bio? And despite the fact that plenty of other people that work for the company don't have them in their bio either,
including Pedro Pascal.
He does.
He does?
He does. Yeah. So of course. But the point is that like they made her a target, and just by making her, maybe he doesn't now, but he did at the time. They made her a target, thereby you have no recourse but then to either bend the knee or hope that they don't come for you. But they came for her and she refused to do that, all over something so minor. Does he?
He still does.
Yep. See? It's insane. And it's absolutely insane. And the idea that somehow her going to this fan convention makes the convention less safe is bonkers. And when you read this young woman's post, it really does read as cultish. because it's all the same buzzwords that everybody regurgitates over and over again.
These are the kids of the lady that buys German chocolate.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, is it true that the target audience for a fan convention of this sort is full of queer, LGBT, woke, diverse
Honestly, I think so.
people? Like,
Maybe that's what they're looking for now, but back in the day, that's not who the audience is.
Every gaming convention or event that I see now is like a subtle LGBTQ march. Like it's honestly like.
well, they found something they could colonize, basically.
I mean,
That's
I
not.
don't know if there's a thing they haven't at this point.
There's not the same nerd fan base that used to exist for something.
It
like
was
Star Wars
Xbox
especially.
Live chat rooms.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. As I always say, they're looking to branch out from their traditionally white, traditionally male, traditionally 40-year-old audience of people with disposable income who can actually afford to buy your overpriced, ridiculous products that nobody needs. Like Funko Pops exist because men in the middle class have disposable income. Or they did.
True.
Right? So if you go down the list from the tweet from Global BC, which is who wrote this article, it's almost unanimous support for Gina Carano. So it says, Nerdrotic says, we love Gina Carano. Valiant Renegade says, unsafe. Why? Is some left-wing fruit gonna threaten violence if she shows up?
Oh, Culture Casino said, when did Canadians go from kind to cowards? So afraid of words, but still salute Nazis with government showering them with praise. For my Canadian friends, get out of Cuba north. And Lauren Southern might show up at the convention. She said, looks like I may have to attend Fan Expo for the first time in a long while. Lauren Southern is Canadian and a cosplayer.
Yep. Geeky Sparkle says, this makes no sense. She was never against anyone. She just didn't want to put pronouns in her bio, like a lot of other Lucasfilm employees who don't have pronouns in their bios either. How is she racist now? Yes, exactly. It's funny how it becomes like a game of telephone where one person says, she said this, and she said this, and by the end of it, you're a Nazi.
This is funny. So Paul Chato said, yes, a couple of non-binary cosplayers ready with their outfits are freaking out over Gina Carano's appearance. They never read Gina's posts, but were told they were horrific by someone who talks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like intentional. Every time that there's an article about someone like Gina Carano or Roseanne Barr, they'll mention these horrifically offensive
They
posts.
never link to them.
They never link to them. They never show a screenshot, and they never quote them unless it's something that's extremely out of context to make them look as bad as possible.
Because the media is evil, ladies and gentlemen. Baron of Gray Matter says evolutionary dead ends. That is what they are. No diggity 24/7. Thank you. It says, happy Monday, Brett, Mary, and Crisis Actors from 0 Degrees, Minnesota. Dane is here. Let's go. The cringe may ruin your day, but Dane on this show makes everyone's day.
Thank you.
Yes. And I'm sorry that it's 0 degrees over there in Minnesota. I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. I have yet to wear a
like
jacket.
30
Oh, you
here.
did.
I've yet to miss that since. No, I love the winters here because it gets down to like the 30s, which are perfect for me. Like
Perfect?
I've yet to wear a jacket like since I've been here.
I think 60 is perfect or something.
No, like 50.
You're used to
58.
Puerto Rico, you know.
58 is the
Precisely
perfect
58.
55, but 58 is perfect.
I feel like I'm always arguing about the weather here with people.
So guys, just remember that the media is not your friend, that the media wants to get everybody who doesn't agree with them politically in trouble all the time.
Well, Gina Carano hasn't made an official statement responding to this, but she has shown everyone that she is not afraid of them by announcing that she is adding a day to her appearance at the Fan Expo. She'll now be there on both Sunday and Monday.
Good for her.
Looking forward to meeting you. If you've never been to one of these, I highly recommend. Can't believe how much I enjoy them. So she's just being positive, just being exactly like her Twitter Avi, which is a little bunny rabbit.
I said to Mary,
holding a weapon.
I said to Mary earlier, I said, like, I don't use the term lightly, but she does always on social media come off as an absolute sweetheart. She does.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that has met her and has interacted with her has nay a bad thing to say about her. You know, so
Right.
She's a woman of the people in a lot of ways, and not just that. This was from January 9th, and I just thought it was funny because it kind of pertains to all this, because she was responding to something about a new video from James Lindsay about how to survive a struggle session, how to beat a struggle session, which is what she went through. She said, understand what a struggle session is and do not participate. I went through a very intense public one at the height of my career. James Lindsay explains it here very well. It wasn't easy, especially not understanding what was happening at the time, but my soul is intact, and that's worth more than anything. I want to share this with you so more are prepared. Make sure you and your loved ones understand what a struggle session is, because we are going to see a lot more of it in the future, and no one is immune.
Do you want to watch the video from James Lindsay?
It's a long.
Or is
it's an intellectual. It's from his New Discourses channels. But I do recommend everyone, if you want to understand what is going on in the current culture from an intellectual perspective, from somebody who's very good at explaining things that are very, very complicated. If you like long form content, James Lindsay is absolutely the person you want to go through. You want to go to and watch that stuff. If you're smarter than me and you actually like reading books rather than audiobooks, I also recommend checking out his all of his literature is all very, very good. Like I remember when I got Critical Theories, and it took me forever to read it because it's just been so long since I'd sat down and read an actual book, right? Because I listen to a lot of books on audio cassette or audio tape or whatever, or Audible and stuff like that. But I don't think at that time it was out there. And to sit there and read it, and I'm just like having to reread pages because I realized that I'd read a whole page and not comprehended, so I have to go back up to the top. It's he's really, really good. Fun fact, he's the only person here who I sought out to like meet and shake the hand of all the people that have come here. I definitely, like, most of the time when we're working, like by the time we're done, they're already getting ready to do IRL. They're already in pre-show or whatever. But like I made a point both times to go down and talk to James Lindsay because I think he's fantastic.
For me, he was like top 3 coolest guys that have been here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.